I'd like to welcome you to Scholar-Olli here at the Concord campus of California State University, East Bay.
It's not trickled down that far in the genealogy.
A wonderful campus. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot more that could be going on if people spread the word. The Concord campus situation has been an enormous success, primarily because we were invited here by Dr. Betty Felton, who was at that time the director of the campus.
There was an interest in our current and soon-to-be retiring faculty in the beginning of the 2000s to have some kind of a continued learning after retirement. This has been done in other places in the U.S., and Herb Eder, who was Associate Dean and Professor of Geography, he started a in-faculty kind of salon series for current and retired faculty. And at that time, as Dean of the Concord campus, I was participating in a grant proposal for an Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. I wrote the grant with the then Vice President James Kelly, and lo and behold, we were the 9th of now 116 Osher Lifelong Learning Institutes across the country.
The of the Concord campus and the fact that there are many retired people who want to continue to use their minds and to engage in learning and to be a part of the institution. I think all those things have been very positive.
Centuries for this transfer mission to take place. It's been a very smooth process.
It might have been more difficult to convince people.
Yeah, that consensus thing takes a long time.
Are you going to be interested in the many classes I'm going to sign up for
yes.
the next? Okay, I'll just set that down for now then.
Cool. Oh, you have them all marked off.
Yes, a whole bunch.
Okay.
I have been getting in the mail notices about these classes for several years, and I don't know why. I didn't sign up before, but as I have heard others say, once you've taken one class, you really are hooked. I started this year in the first trimester. I began with a Shakespeare class and a class about aging actresses. Currently, I am taking Nordic Composers Part 1 and Comedic Genius.
Just a little anecdote there. Now on to the Second Symphony.
I didn't even look at myself. I'm going to break the camera here. This period, I'm just attending the Nordic Music No. 1 class, but I've attended other music classes and a history of jewelry in Poland that was very interesting. A lot of history there. And a poetry class, so they have a little something for everyone.
This, like several of his early works, was highly criticized by faculty there. And
I'll have to tell you that first question has been so long. I've been going here for 10 years or more. They have so many courses with that tackle the subject matter in depth. It's not like just reading a newspaper article. It is in depth over several weeks of instruction, and I find it very satisfying.
I take different interesting things each time. It keeps my mind alive, otherwise it would just turn to mush. Yeah, I'll come next year, and when I eventually have to move, they'll have to have an Olli program there.
We like to say that we are rigorous, but there is no homework, no grades, no tests. These are not courses that would usually be found in an undergraduate or graduate curriculum. They are often integrated many disciplines together, or a different take on academic disciplines, etc. But they are rigorous, and they require people to read and to do background work, which is very exciting because adults like to do that. And they come here to do that, to explore more and let their minds open to different kinds of ways of learning about, sometimes it's history, but sometimes it's science, sometimes it's current developments, foreign affairs, a whole variety of different kinds of coursework that many people never got to take when they were in college.
And it's a wonderful course. I'm going to go back and take it a third time.
Use it or lose it. And I think if you don't use your intellect, if you don't use your mind, you aren't challenged to think about new things, you aren't challenged to read and to view and to discuss and to argue new things, by the time you get into your mid-60s, you can get pretty much stuck in the muck.
Or does what I say make sense? Because I certainly encourage you to disagree with me.
Like in Masquerade? Yeah, there is a little that kind of frenzy of spring writing, yeah.
And then I thought your point was excellent.
Asked, and he asked this somewhat in jest, quote,
But I cannot say enough about how enriching this sort of thing is, even if you're not as crazy as I am. I think everybody would be enriched. There's something here for everybody.
I'm taking classes now in music appreciation, I'm taking classes in literature, I'm taking classes in poetry, and I find that those classes that are basically now the arts and the humanities speak to a part of me that I didn't cultivate when I was a student or indeed even as a professor. So I'm very, very thankful to my instructors and to my fellow students for allowing me to get to this part of me that is, people can call it the heart or the soul or whatever they want to call it, but it does touch me very deeply, poetry. It does touch me very deeply, music.
It's a wonderful opportunity for us to be in partnership with the Concord campus. And I have to say that we feel responsible to growing this Concord campus, even though it might put us out of space, because this is a jewel, and the Concord campus has been a fabulous partner. And without them, we wouldn't have been able to grow our Olli.
That's good.